Coming up on the Buccaneers Coaches Show, coaches Jeff Fore and Gordon Stubblefield give COVID updates on their teams and look back at their early season contests. Welcome, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the second edition of the Buccaneers Coaches Show. My name is Brandon Jensen. Alongside me again is women's basketball head coach Jeff Fore. Coach, thanks for sitting down with us again.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
You know, and before last week's show, we were kind of excited, had got the ball rolling on sports are starting up again, but unfortunately we've kind of had some misfortune, had to nix November games due to COVID tests, positive test on your team. What kind of an update can you give us on your team, how they're feeling, how they're doing, what are their spirits like?
Absolutely. So, unfortunately, we did have one of our student athletes that they got sick and tested positive. We had a few more that have now tested positive. Glad to report that everybody is fairly healthy and safe. We have very minor symptoms, so we have nobody that has any serious conditions. They're all in quarantine and isolation. We've done that for our entire program. So again, our first concern is the health and safety of our players. And so, we're going to get through this. But glad to report that, we don't have any serious illnesses, that everybody is dealing with this rather well. And we'll be back on the court hopefully very soon.
Obviously, you as the athletic director and Park Gilbert as a whole, throughout all of this, have just continuously prioritized the health and well-being of our students. What can you say about how we've handled that as a school, kind of being the first outbreak mid-season of having a few cases?
Yeah, I have to say a lot about our coaches and our athletes of taking this very seriously. We've had a number of cases pop. We had a few over the summer. We've had a few here and there over the course of fall. None that it affected a team to the level it affected us, but it has happened. But again, compliments to our staff, compliments to our coaches and athletes of being responsible and trying to do the right things. And again, we're going to continue to watch over the safety and health of our student athletes. We're very fortunate. The NAI announced last week that all of our fall and winter sports are going to gain their year of eligibility back. So in a sense, if we get in 5 games, if we get in 10, if we get in 15, I think it's great. But all of our kids are not going to use a year of eligibility. So I think that gives us even a more of a positive, moving forward on where we are. And it's just something we all have to get through and fight, and we will do this.
And before we had to shut down the rest of the games for the month, you guys did get in one game against SAG UAIC, big 27-point win. Everyone except one player who played got on the board. What did you like from that win?
Well, I just think, it really showed, I think, the consistency, the upperclassmen leadership that we had, our ability to kind of showcase, some of our new players. I know Destiny had a really, really great first half. I think her experience has helped us. But I just think it shows the versatility of our team, that there's not going to be any one player. I think if you look back last year and you look at what a great year Elise had as a freshman, and I think, you could, in a sense, key on her for somebody who was coming in to play against us. I think what we did in that one game, and I think we'll continue to show once we get back, is that if you take one piece away from us, we've got enough weapons out there that, we should be in pretty good shape.
Now joining me on the Coaches Show is head men's basketball coach Gordon Stubblefield. Coach, thanks for coming on today.
Hey, you're more than welcome, Brendan.
Hey, so I know last time we talked, we were getting pretty excited, had games going, but unfortunately things have come to a halt. You've also had some positive cases pop up on your team, particularly with you. It's a pretty fluid situation. It just popped up about 2 days ago. So what can you tell me about how your guys are feeling? Just what are their spirits like? Just what kind of an update can you give us?
I think for the most part, everybody pretty much is upbeat. We understood that this may happen to us as the season went along, and just by the grace, it did happen to us. But talking to the guys on Zoom meetings and whatnot, everybody's upbeat. The most important thing right now is that our kids remain safe and healthy. And we wish those that did get tested positive a speedy and healthy recovery. And so for the most part, we're just going to go about our business as far as meeting and getting prepared once we get back into the swing of things.
And I hate to keep up with the bad news, but you guys did get off to an 0-3 start. But you played 2 of those games against a pretty good ACU team. So there had to be some things you liked because you guys did compete. So what did you like out of those first 3 games?
Yeah, and going into the beginning of this whole season, I told my guys that our main focus was to play the best teams in the region. whether that be in California or here in Arizona. And, you know, Arizona Christian has been one of the top teams in the region. They're always nationally ranked. And so we look forward to that challenge the last 2 weeks. Unfortunately, we fell short trying to beat them. But I like how our guys stayed the course. You know, we didn't give up. We didn't quit. We got down as many as 20 points in one game, as many as 17 in one game, and we just fought back. So that goes to show that, you know, we're on the right path as far as execution, playing hard, competing. We have to just shore up a couple of things, especially on the defensive end, and then we should be fine. But I think that playing those teams like Arizona Christians, and we were hoping to go out to California and play the Masters, which is another nationally ranked team this weekend, to test ourselves again. But unfortunately, with the situation, we can't. But yeah, so for the most part, you know, I'm proud of what we've done so far. We're 0-3, but like you said, you know, 2 of those games are against a nationally ranked team, and the other one against Ottawa, which also, you know, is a good team. So I think all we got to do right now, like I said, is just come back to the drawing board, fix a few things, and then we should be able to compete consistently like I want us to, and get prepared for the conference when we start in January.
Yeah, and you kind of walked right into my next question. I know you made a big deal about scheduling so that your guys are battle tested, particularly when we head into CalPAC play in January. Why is that so important to you? I mean, you hit it. You had 2 games against ACU. You had a couple more against ranked teams. You've got a couple more still scheduled in December. Why is that so important?
Well, I think for me, it goes back to my days at Park University at our main campus in Parkville, Missouri. When we went to the national tournament, the 5 years I was there, we saw the Vanguards, we saw the Masters, we saw those teams. And so, you know, I always said that if I got a coaching job, I was going to play those kind of teams to get us prepared. And that's what we did back in Parkville. You know, we played against the best teams in the area because it got us prepared for the conference. And when we got to conference play, we were always in the mix as far as, you know, competing for a conference title. And so that's the kind of mindset I want to have my guys to have. That, hey, once we get to conference, you know, all the things that we played non-con should help us be ready to rock and roll and compete on a nightly basis against the CalPAC teams, which, you know, in my opinion, you know, are pretty good teams as well. So it's going to be, you know, tough, but I want us to be ready though.
Right. And you kind of touched on this earlier too, that, you know, you guys competed and you actually found yourself down almost 20 points in both games, but the final score doesn't reflect that. You guys came within a few points. What did that say just about your team's resilience?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I think that, you know, our guys understand, and I try to tell them this on a daily basis, like when we're at practice or before games, is that, hey, we can play with anybody. We have to play consistent, though, for 40 minutes and not just, you know, pick and choose the times that we want to play. If we play hard, if we compete on defensive end for 40 minutes, then we're going to give ourselves a chance every game. And so, you know, like I said, if we start out slow, then it's going to be, you know, it's going to be tough to get back into the game. But if we start out fast and stay, you know, with the game plan, then we should be competing and stay in the game from start to finish, you know. But that doesn't always happen, as in the case with Arizona Christian. You know, we started out slow both times. Actually, back. We started out slow this last game, and we just, you know, it took us basically 15, 20-minute stretch to get back into the game. So I think for us and my team, we just got to understand that we've got to start out fast. We got to maintain the course, and hopefully at the end we'll have a W.
You know, and one guy in particular that I know stood out to me, and he's really standing out on the stat sheet, is Martin Simon. We talked about him last time. He said he's took a big leap in the offseason. He was looking forward to kind of bullying some guys under the basket, and he's done exactly that. He scored double-digit points in every game, really crashing the board. So what have you liked maybe we're not seeing? And I guess how important is that to have a guy like Martin who's willing to be aggressive under the basket when you are kind of an undersized team?
Yeah, Martin, you know, Martin has been, you know, a good player for us since last year. You know, threw him in the fire as a freshman last year. So he knows what to expect when he's on the floor and what I expect from him. night in, night out. He's basically like a quiet leader. Martin doesn't say too much on the basketball floor. He lets his game do his talking. He's undersized, but I tell you right now, man, he plays like he's 6'7". He's kind of versatile. I want to see him play more on the wing. But right now, the way things are with our team and, missing a few bodies, he has to play on the block, which, he's okay with. And so, if he just stays doing what he's doing, as far as coming in and being productive, then you should see a lot more out of him as the year goes on. And I think you'll be pleased, with the results.
All right, Coach. Well, hopefully we get to see Martin and the rest of your guys on the court again soon. Hopefully everyone stays healthy. And I believe the next game is lined up for Arizona Christian again.
Yes. Once again, Arizona Christian. And then we're hoping to go back to California again in December and play a couple of teams too. So if that works out, then that'd be great. But if not, we'll just stay the course with the schedule we have. And hopefully, like I said, we'll be able to start back up and play some games, man.
Yep. Coach, we're looking forward to it. So hopefully we see you here soon. And yeah, so thanks everyone for tuning into the Buccaneers Coaches Show again.
All right. Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks.